There are 5 SUVs sitting on dealer lots right now collecting dust, and every mechanic I know is quietly scooping them up for pennies on the dollar. These are not project cars. These are not good for the money compromises. I am talking about SUVs engineered to run 250,000 to 300,000 miles on nothing but oil changes and brake pads, selling for thousands of dollars below what they are actually worth because of one stupid reason. Nobody walks up to them on the lot. Salespeople cannot give these things away. Meanwhile, the RAV4 next to it with more miles and fewer features sells in 72 hours. After 22 years of turning wrenches and watching what rolls into my shop and what stays out of it, I have watched these 5 SUVs get passed over again and again while people overpay for the same 3 vehicles everybody already knows about. Number 1 on this list is the most insulting deal in the entire used SUV market right now. It shares its guts with one of the most reliable vehicles Toyota has ever built, and it is sitting there unwanted like it has a disease. Today, I am counting down my 5 most overlooked SUVs that are rotting on dealer lots but will legitimately outlast your house. I am going deepest on number 1 because that one is going to change how you shop for SUVs entirely. Let us get into it. Number 5, Buick Envision. I know. You read the word Buick and almost scrolled past. That is exactly why this SUV is on the list. That is exactly why it is cheap. And that is exactly why you should keep listening. The Buick Envision, specifically the second generation that started in 2021, is one of the most quietly competent SUVs on the market. RepairPal gave it a perfect 5 out of 5 reliability rating and ranked it number 1 out of 32 midsize SUVs. Not number 5, not top 10, number 1. The average annual maintenance cost is $318 compared to $494 for the midsize SUV average and $591 for all vehicles. The probability of a major repair is just 5% compared to 14% for the average midsize SUV. And it visits the shop for unscheduled repairs just 0.2 times per year. That is basically never. Here is what is under the hood. A GM 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder making 228 horsepower paired with a 9-speed automatic. This is not some experimental powertrain. This is the same engine family GM has been refining for years across multiple platforms. It is proven. It is smooth. And all-wheel drive comes standard on every trim since 2024. I had a customer 2 years ago, a retired school principal, who needed something comfortable and quiet for road trips to see her grandkids. She had been looking at Lexus NX models and had a budget of around $30,000. I asked if she had looked at the Envision. She said, "Isn't Buick for old people?" I showed her the numbers. A 2022 Buick Envision Avenir, the top trim, with 28,000 miles, was listed at $26,500. A comparable 2022 Lexus NX with similar miles was $35,000 to $38,000. That is an $8,000 to $11,000 gap for an SUV that statistically visits the repair shop less often. She bought the Envision. She texted me 6 months later. Her exact words were, "This thing rides like a cloud, and I have spent $0 on repairs. The reason nobody buys this SUV is the badge. That is it." People hear Buick and think of their grandmother's sedan from 1997. Meanwhile, Buick won the J.D. Power Initial Quality Study in 2022 with the fewest problems per 100 vehicles of any brand. Any brand. Not just American brands. Any brand, including Lexus, including Toyota, including everybody. When you are shopping for one, here is my checklist. First, stick with the second generation from 2021 onward. The first generation Envision from 2016 to 2020 was built in China and had some fit and finish issues. The second generation is a completely different vehicle. Second, check the turbo wastegate actuator. Listen for any fluttering sound on cold starts. It is rare, but it is a $600 fix if it happens. Third, test the 9-speed transmission on the highway. Shift from 4th to 6th by accelerating moderately. If it hunts between gears or hesitates, walk away. A healthy one shifts like butter. Fourth, look at the brake rotors. Some early 2021 models had rotor warping issues. Check for pulsation when braking from highway speed. An easy $350 fix, but use it as a negotiating tool. Bottom line on the Envision, you are getting a near luxury SUV with the best reliability score in its class, standard all-wheel drive, a whisper-quiet cabin, and maintenance costs lower than a Honda CR-V. All because the badge says Buick instead of Lexus. The market's loss is your gain. Number 4. Hyundai Santa Fe. Now, before the comment section explodes, I am talking about specific years. The 2019 to 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe with the 2.5-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder. Not the turbos, not the older 2.4-liter Theta 2 engines that gave Hyundai its bad reputation. Those engines had real issues. I am talking about the SmartStream 2.5-liter that Hyundai introduced in 2021 and the refreshed Santa Fe that got the 8-speed automatic. This powertrain is a completely different animal. The 2.5-liter SmartStream engine is naturally aspirated, no turbo to fail. It uses a timing chain, not a belt. It has dual port and direct injection, which means it avoids the carbon buildup problems that plague many direct injection-only engines. The dual injection system is genuinely clever engineering. The 8-speed automatic is a conventional torque converter unit, not the problematic dual-clutch transmission Hyundai put in some other vehicles. RepairPal gives the Santa Fe a 4 out of 5 reliability rating. Annual maintenance costs average around $547, which is below the midsize SUV average of $573. And here is the big one. Hyundai's powertrain warranty is 10 years and 100,000 miles for the original owner and 5 years and 60,000 miles for subsequent owners. That warranty exists because Hyundai is putting their money where their mouth is on these newer engines. I had a customer come in last spring wanting me to inspect a used 2022 Ford Explorer he found for $27,000 with 48,000 miles. I looked at the turbocharged 2.3-liter EcoBoost under the hood and told him straight, "You are going to spend real money on this thing within the next 2 years. Turbo seals, coolant intrusion, carbon buildup." He asked what I would buy instead. I pulled up a 2022 Hyundai Santa Fe SEL with 35,000 miles for $22,800. More features, fewer miles, $4,200 less, and a powertrain warranty that still had 5 years left on it. He bought it. That was 10 months ago. Total repair costs since then, $0. Current market prices on these are genuinely absurd. A 2022 Santa Fe SEL with under 50,000 miles runs $20,000 to $24,000. A comparable 2022 Toyota RAV, 4XLE with similar mileage is $26,000 to $29,000. You are saving $5,000 to $6,000 and getting a bigger vehicle with more standard features. When shopping, here is my inspection checklist. First, verify the engine. You want the 2.5-liter SmartStream, not the older 2.4-liter Theta 2. Check the vehicle identification number and the engine cover. Second, listen for any ticking or knocking on a cold start. A healthy 2.5 is smooth and quiet. Any metallic ticking is a walk away. Third, check the panoramic sunroof drain tubes if the vehicle is equipped. Some 2021 to 2022 models had clogged drain tubes that led to water leaks in the headliner. Easy to check, easy to fix, but negotiate if you see water staining. Fourth, test the all-wheel drive system the same way I always recommend. Do full lock turns in a parking lot and listen for binding or clunking. Who should buy a Santa Fe? Anyone who wants more space than a CR-V, more features than a RAV4, and does not care about impressing their neighbor with a badge. The only reason these are cheap is because of Hyundai's reputation from engines they stopped making years ago. Smart buyers know the difference. Number 3. Mazda CX-9. This one hurts me because Mazda discontinued the CX-9 after 2023, replaced it with the CX-90, and now used CX-9 vehicles are sitting on lots like nobody got the memo that these things are borderline bulletproof. The second generation CX-9 from 2016 to 2023 uses Mazda's Skyactiv G 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Now, I know I just told you to avoid turbos on the Santa Fe, but this is a different situation entirely. Mazda's 2.5 turbo has been in production since 2016, with millions of miles of real-world data behind it. It makes 250 horsepower on regular fuel and 227 horsepower on 87 octane. It is paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission that Mazda has refined for over a decade. Not a CVT, not a dual clutch, a proper torque converter automatic that shifts like it means it. RepairPal gives the CX-9 an annual maintenance cost of $539 compared to $784 for the full-size SUV average. That is $245 less per year. Over 10 years, that is nearly $2,500 you keep in your pocket. Mazda as a brand carries a 4.0 out of 5.0 reliability rating, ranking it 5th out of 32 car brands. And IC Cars ranks the CX-9 as the 8th most reliable crossover SUV out of 67. This is about reliability and value. Here is the detail most people miss. The CX-9 is a 3-row SUV that drives like a sports sedan. Mazda's engineers are obsessed with something they call Jinba Itai, which translates to horse and rider as one. It sounds like marketing fluff until you drive one. This thing corners flat. The steering has actual feedback, and it does not wallow around like most 3-row SUVs. You forget you are driving a family hauler. The driving feel is special. Current used prices make my head spin. A 2020 CX-9 Grand Touring with 55,000 miles runs $22,000 to $26,000. A comparable 2020 Toyota Highlander XLE with similar mileage runs $29,000 to $33,000. That is a $7,000 difference. For a vehicle with lower average maintenance costs and, in my honest opinion, a more engaging driving experience, that gap is a huge savings. I had a 2018 CX-9 come through my shop last year with 174,000 miles. Original engine, original transmission. The owner wanted a full inspection before a cross-country road trip. I put it on the lift, checked everything, pulled codes, inspected the turbo, and looked at the transmission fluid. The turbo was still holding boost perfectly. No oil leaks. Transmission shifted clean. I told her to change the spark plugs, flush the coolant, and she was good for another 50,000 miles. She looked at me like I was joking. I was not. Shopping checklist for the CX-9. First, check the turbo inlet seal. Some 2016 to 2018 models had a cold weather issue where the turbo inlet seal could loosen and cause a loss of boost. Mazda issued a technical service bulletin on this. It is a $200 fix. Second, inspect the front brake rotors closely. CX-9 vehicles are heavy for their brake size, and rotors can warp earlier than expected, especially if the previous owner rode the brakes. Budget $400 for a full brake job if the rotors are scored. Third, test the infotainment commander knob. Same as the CX-5, if it feels loose or unresponsive, the owner was hard on the interior. Fourth, look for a single-owner vehicle if possible. CX-9 vehicles maintained by one owner tend to be in dramatically better shape than multi-owner fleet vehicles. Bottom line, the CX-9 gives you Toyota-level maintenance costs, 3 rows of seating, a turbo engine with a decade-long track record, and a driving experience nothing else in this price range can match. It is genuinely one of the best-kept secrets in the used 3-row market. Number 2. Acura RDX. The Acura RDX is what happens when Honda builds a luxury SUV and nobody notices. Let me be crystal clear. Acura is Honda. Same engineers, same factories, same obsession with reliability. Different badge, different price, and a depreciation curve that makes no logical sense. The third-generation RDX that launched in 2019 uses a 2-liter turbocharged VTEC 4-cylinder, making 272 horsepower, paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission. It also comes with Acura's legendary SHAWD, the same system they put in performance vehicles. This is not a basic all-wheel drive setup. SHAWD can send up to 70% of torque to the rear wheels and distribute it between the left and right rear wheels for sharper cornering in a compact SUV for the price of a loaded CR5. Here is where the numbers get ridiculous. The Acura RDX loses 47.8% of its value in 5 years, according to IC Cars. The Honda CR-V loses 34.5%. That 13-point gap in percentage points means a used RDX costs thousands less than it should relative to its mechanical quality. A 2021 Acura RDX technology package with 45,000 miles is going for $27,000 to $31,000 right now. A 2021 Honda CR-V touring with similar miles is $26,000 to $29,000. You are paying roughly the same money for a vehicle with 82 more horsepower, a superior all-wheel drive system, better interior materials, and a luxury badge that the next owner will pay more for than what you paid. IC Cars gives the RDX an overall quality rating of 8.4 out of 10 and ranks it number 1 out of 28 luxury small SUVs. Number 1. That is not an opinion. That is data. I have a customer who bought a 2020 RDX A spec with 52,000 miles for $26,400 2 years ago. She is now at 118,000 miles. In that time, she has done oil changes, 1 set of brake pads, and a cabin air filter. That is it. No engine issues, no transmission issues, no turbo issues. Her only complaint is that her friends keep asking how she can afford a luxury SUV. She tells them it costs less than their CR-Vs. They do not believe her. When shopping for an RDX, here is what to look for. First, the 2019 model year had some early adopter quirks with the touchpad infotainment system and a few reports of excessive oil consumption. Start with 2020 or newer for the safest bet. Second, test the 10-speed automatic aggressively. Get on the highway and do a full throttle pull from 40 to 80 miles per hour. You should feel crisp, decisive shifts with no hunting or shuddering. If it hesitates between gears, that transmission needs a fluid change at minimum. Third, check the SHAWD system by doing a low-speed U. Turn on dry pavement. You should feel the rear end actively pushing you through the turn. If it feels like a front-wheel drive car, the rear differential coupling may need attention. Fourth, inspect the turbo plumbing. Look for any oil residue around the charge pipe connections. A small amount of oil mist is normal, but actual dripping is not. Who should buy this? Anyone who wants Honda reliability wrapped in leather and 272 horsepower, anyone who wants the best all-wheel drive system in the compact SUV segment, and anyone smart enough to buy the badge nobody is looking at while everyone else fights over the CR-V. The RDX is the thinking person's compact SUV. If this kind of straight talk is helping you, hit subscribe. I have got more videos coming on the vehicles dealerships push versus the ones that actually make financial sense. Number 1, Toyota Venza. Number 1 is a Toyota. It has the exact same hybrid powertrain as the RAV4 Hybrid, the most popular SUV in America. It gets 39 miles per gallon combined. It comes with all-wheel drive standard on every single trim. It has a 10-year, 150,000-mile hybrid battery warranty. And it is sitting on used car lots right now, being completely, totally, embarrassingly ignored. Nobody talks about this SUV. Nobody recommends it. Nobody even knows it exists. And that is the greatest buying opportunity in the entire used SUV market. The 2021 to 2025 Toyota Venza is built on Toyota's TNGA-K platform, the same platform as the RAV4, the Highlander, and the Lexus NX. Under the hood is a 2.5-liter four-cylinder hybrid system producing a combined 219 horsepower. This is the same proven hybrid powertrain that powers the RAV4 Hybrid and has been refined by Toyota over multiple generations. It uses an electronically controlled CVT that Toyota calls eCVT. But unlike a traditional continuously variable transmission with a belt and pulleys that can wear out, Toyota's eCVT uses a planetary gear set and electric motors. There is no belt to slip. There is no belt to replace. This transmission will outlive the body of the car. The hybrid system also means regenerative braking, which means your physical brake pads last significantly longer. I have seen RAV4 hybrids go 100,000 miles on original brake pads. The Venza uses the same setup. And because this is a hybrid, you get Toyota's hybrid battery warranty of 10 years and 150,000 miles. That is 50,000 more miles than the standard powertrain warranty. Toyota does not offer that kind of coverage unless they know the battery is going to last, and that speaks to reliability. Let me tell you about the customer who changed my perspective on this vehicle. 3 years ago, a guy in his late 30s came in asking me to inspect a used RAV4 Hybrid he found. It was a 2022 with 31,000 miles for $33,500. I asked him If he had looked at the Venza, he had never heard of it. I pulled up a 2022 Venza XLE with 22,000 miles for $28,200. Same powertrain, same 39 miles per gallon, same Toyota reliability, standard all-wheel drive on both. But the Venza had a nicer interior, a quieter cabin, and was $5,300 cheaper with fewer miles. He sat there for about 30 seconds and asked why it was cheaper. And that is the question, is it not? Why is it cheaper? Here is why. The Venza replaced the RAV4 in Toyota's lineup as the more upscale, style-focused option. But it does not have the RAV4 name, it does not have the RAV4 marketing budget, and people shopping for a reliable Toyota SUV type RAV4 into the search bar and never look at anything else. The Venza depreciates 38% in 5 years compared to the RAV4 hybrid's 30%. That 8 percentage point gap translates to thousands of dollars in your favor for a mechanically identical vehicle, real savings. Current market prices are honestly criminal. A 2022 Venza LE with 40,000 miles goes for $24,000 to $27,000. A 2022 RAV4 Hybrid LE with similar miles goes for $28,000 to $32,000. You are saving $4,000 to $5,000 minimum for the same engine, same transmission, same reliability, same Toyota warranty support. Here is my inspection checklist for the Venza. Check the 12-volt auxiliary battery. Like all hybrids, the Venza has a small 12-volt battery separate from the hybrid battery. These can fail around year 3 or 4. It is a $200 fix, but if it dies, the car will not start, and people panic thinking the hybrid system failed. Test the electric all-wheel drive by driving on a wet parking lot or gravel road and making sharp turns. The rear electric motor should engage seamlessly. Any delay or harshness means the rear motor coupling needs inspection. Look at the cargo area. The Venza has slightly less cargo space than the RAV4 at 28.8 cubic feet versus 37.6. This is the one real trade-off, and it is the reason some buyers skip it. But for most people, 28.8 cubic feet behind the back seat is plenty. Fourth, check for any signs of water intrusion around the optional Stargaze fixed panoramic roof. Some early 2021 models had reports of slight condensation between the glass layers. Not a structural issue, but worth noting. Who should buy this? Highway commuters. This SUV was designed to eat miles. At 39 miles per gallon, you are spending roughly $1,000 to $1,500 a year on fuel at 15,000 miles per year. That is real money saved compared to non-hybrid competitors getting 28 to 30 miles per gallon. Anyone who wants Toyota hybrid reliability at a discount. You are getting the same engineering as the RAV4 hybrid and the Lexus NX hybrid at a price point that makes both of them look overpriced. Couples and small families who do not need a third row but want more refinement than the RAV4 delivers. The Venza's interior materials are genuinely a step above. It was designed to be Toyota's answer to the Lexus NX at a lower price point. And anyone smart enough to ignore what everyone else is buying and actually look at the data. Who should skip it? If you need maximum cargo space, the RAV4 wins. If you plan to do any towing, the Venza is not rated for it. And if you need a third row, look at the Highlander or the CX-9 mentioned earlier. Here is my final take on the Venza. This is a Toyota hybrid SUV with 39 miles per gallon, standard all-wheel drive, a 10-year hybrid battery warranty, and the same bulletproof powertrain as the best-selling SUV in America. and it costs $4,000 to $5,000 less because people forgot it exists. If I had to buy one SUV right now for my Winktum to drive for the next decade with the absolute lowest total cost of ownership, I would buy a Venza without thinking twice. So there it is, 5 SUVs that the market forgot, but mechanics did not. The Buick Envision with the best reliability rating in its class and a badge nobody respects. The Hyundai Santa Fe with a new powertrain the internet has not caught up to yet. The Mazda CX-9 discontinued but far from done, with maintenance costs that embarrass SUVs twice its price. The Acura RDX, Honda reliability in a suit and tie, depreciating like it is on clearance. And the Toyota Venza, the single most overlooked SUV in America, hiding in plain sight with the same guts as the most popular SUV on the planet. You now know 5 SUVs you can buy right now that will outlast vehicles costing twice as much. Next time you are on a dealer lot and the salesperson tries to steer you toward whatever is popular this month, you will know better. If you want to know which SUVs have earned legendary status in the shop, the ones that just flat out refuse to die, I did a whole video on that. It is right here. That is 22 years of watching vehicles come and go. Like if it helped. Subscribe for more. I will keep giving you the truth. Dealerships will not. Drive safe. Take care of your vehicle and it will take care of you. Take it or leave it. I will see you in the next one.